Hello, and welcome to My Point of View movie review. Now, today's review is from the new movie Suspiria. Now, this is based off a 1977 film. So basically a remake, a reimagining. And yeah, horror has different categories. You have your slasher films. You have your supernatural, dealing with demons and devils and possessions. And then you have your haunted house films dealing with ghosts and goblins and things like that. Then you have the ones that deal with, let's say, covenants of witches and cults and things like that. This movie falls in that category. In my personal opinion, this movie looks beautiful. It's filmed masterfully. The acting, for the most part, is good. Maybe two actors really stand out of the whole cast. But to give you a breakdown, this movie is very artsy. And that's a word that people like to throw around to make themselves sound smart. But true art is true art. And this movie deals with a lot of dancing and ballerina. And I can relate to this because in the high school, I was in professional dance. My sophomore year, I was the only male in an all-female dance class. And for my final, I had to do a ballerina number by myself. Yeah, brother was wearing tights and a tank top looking like Leroy from Fame. So I know about dance. You can laugh if you want. I know art when I see it. In this movie, dancing numbers, the choreography was brilliant. And it was kind of special because dance should always have a theme. And since these women were quote unquote witches, they had to dance in a way where they were summoning something from the ground or bringing something back to life, or either dancing in a cult-like manner. Very, very ritual type dancing. For that, the movie gets an A+ for me. It was fantastic. The scary elements are there. Different things scare us, but this movie pulls you in with dance, then it freaks you out with scares. You don't see them coming. And the climax of this movie, either you're going to love it or you're going to be like, what? I sat through all of this? Because this movie is 2.5 hours and it's a slow burn. So if you don't like dance, if you ain't patient, save your monies. But if you truly like dance, you truly like art, you like a slow burn, you appreciate what this movie's trying to do. And it's not your traditional movie. In the very beginning, it warns you, this movie has 6 acts. I'm like, what? This movie should have been on Netflix. It's way too long, should have been chopped up, you can really enjoy it. This should have been like on American Horror Story. And again, this is an old Italian film / American film brought back to life. In my opinion, Italians, Asians make way better horror movies than Americans ever could. That's why Americans been doing what they've been doing all these years, stealing from other cultures. They stole The Grudge from the Asians. They stole The Ring from the Asians. We just can't make nothing good ourselves and put it out there. When we do, it tends to suck. That's why we only make slasher films. The Shining was cool, but again, somebody wrote that and had to adopt it. This movie's good in so many ways, but save your money. Wait till it comes on TV because it's long, it's long-winded. But Dakota Johnson is amazing in this movie. I didn't know a lot about her. I never seen none of those 50 Shades of Grey movies, never caught my attention. My first understanding of seeing her was in that movie Black Mask, opposite of Johnny Depp. Fan-freaking-tastic. She was great in that movie. I guess she was in The Social Network, but I don't remember her in that movie. Then I seen her recently a couple of weeks ago in Bad Times at the El Royale. This woman can act and she can dance. She is a wonderful, wonderful dancer and a wonderful actress. If anything, to watch her perform in this movie, and trust me, she gives a performance you won't ever forget. That alone is worth the price of admission. Dakota Johnson is fan-freaking-tastic in this movie. So with that said, that's one reason to go see the movie. If you like witches, if you like covenants fighting amongst each other, trying to gain power in the witch house, it's cool. There's some scenes in there that'll really stick with you when you go home from the theater. It'll be up here when you go to bed at night. I guarantee you that. So there's a lot of good. There's a few bad. And as far as special effects, the sixth act, surprisingly, lots of CGI. That's the American part taking over the movie. You know, Hollywood got to get their hands on something, but the special effects took me out of the movie, and the prosthetics are absolutely horrible. There's some prosthetics in this film that somebody's wearing, and the minute you see it, you're going to laugh. You can't take it serious. It's that bad. With that said, yo, stay around until next time, because don't get mad at me. It's just my point of view.